Okay.
What's up?
Ah,
How's
I
it
feel
going
like
on
it's
the
been
other end of the world?
what?
Or I guess it's the other end of the country, but
The other
nonetheless.
end of the country, other side of the yeah. I feel like it's been forever, even though we saw each other only like a few weeks ago.
I know. And then I came back the next week and spent another week in Maine and Vermont up in that area. So that was fun.
Oh, for a little vacation.
Yeah, it's our my wife and I's 25th this year, so we hopped up there.
Oh, congrats, Cloud Man. That's a big one.
Yeah. It's she's put up with me for that long. I'm
You got to reward her.
Yeah, so we
How much
started
of a reward?
and then drove up across to Portland, Maine, and then kind of spent some time around that area, and then came home through Boston. So
Nice.
yeah, it was fun.
That's cool.
Every time I try to reward Krista for putting up with me on our anniversary, some sort of natural disaster hits. I don't know what that sign is, or
Yeah, maybe you need to dig into that one a little bit there, Frank.
that says it, right?
It's that NARP energy, man. It goes out there and it all comes back at once a year.
Yeah. In the form of, in some years, in the form of horrific storms.
Natural disasters, yeah.
This year wasn't too bad. It was just an emergency trip to the vet. It wasn't anything crazy.
Yeah. Good thing we don't go to California for our anniversary. Earthquake will hit. I'm telling you, it's like.
Actually, if you combine why we went to the trip, which was the giant hornets infestation we had, if you combine those two, I mean, it was kind of a natural disaster.
yeah, we did have our own natural disaster.
It was a plague of sorts,
Yeah. And I do remember when I was up there visiting, I do remember seeing those hummingbird size hornets flying around. That was pretty interesting.
Yeah, we will spare you all the photos of that.
You'll
have nightmares.
Yeah,
it was awesome. We spent 2 weeks with the Aussies and saw all kinds of stuff around here, around North Carolina, that we had never been to or seen. So it was a lot of fun.
Very cool.
2 weeks with them than we saw in 2 years of living here.
Yeah.
That's how it goes sometimes, though.
Every day.
Yeah, it's true. We explored so much in North Carolina, so it was awesome. And they got to really experience, good old America.
Oh, yeah. They got some knives to take home and everything.
Oh, cool. And what was your favorite fair food? Did you kind of splurge and
Frank's got one.
It took so long for the pizza cone.
And
that was really good. But at first when we got there, it was this janky ass like fake pizza cone. It was like one of the first vendors there, and they advertised pizza cones, but it wasn't. It was like a terrible cheesy breadstick.
Crap. Yeah, it was not a cone. First, it wasn't a cone. Second, it was just bread and cheese. There was no flavor, no sauce, nothing.
It wasn't a cone. It was just a mushed stick. I don't know, but then we found the actual pizza cone cart.
And it's actually called Kona, like in Hawaii, Kona pizza cone, and that was legit.
Yeah, and they had all different types of pizza cone, dessert pizza cones, and then you had your regular cheesy pizza cone with sauce, and it was like cone just filled with sauce and cheese, and so like when you bite into it, it was like,
They didn't have any ice cream cones?
They had ice cream cones there. They had like they had all different sorts of stuff, but not in this pizza cone place. This pizza cone was everything was made into like pizza dough and like those different type of cones. But then they had ice cream cones. They had one that made like these churro cones. It was a different place, and we didn't get to try.
Yeah, those looked really good too.
And then I got me a giant. What?
No, go ahead.
Oh no! At the end. I got me a giant thing of fresh cut cheesy fries because I really just wanted fresh cut fries, and that was just really good. And we took some cotton candy home. What else did we try? Was it
anything that you just blew your mind? Like, whoa, that was a first.
No, because we didn't explore. You know what? The Aussies they explored more. They tried a bunch But
Yeah, we also ate in the beginning we got like fried veggies, we got like
like
cauliflower,
deep fried
broccoli,
veggies.
and it was all that stuff, and that was good. And then I got a banana pudding on the way home, but it had no bananas in it. It was really good banana pudding, but no bananas.
No chunks.
And most of the stuff there is meat
Yeah.
too, right? And so since
Yeah.
me and Krista don't eat meat, then it was like there was a lot of
Yep.
things I would have loved to try, but
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it sounded good, but
Yeah, I find myself, just because I try not to eat most of that stuff anymore.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny when you don't eat it, how much I want to watch somebody else eat it. And so that's my sick pleasure these days. You know, I used to make fun of my kids for watching, I don't know, you know, they'd watch other people play video games on YouTube. I'm like, what the heck are you guys doing? I mean, just play.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
get it now. Because it's like it's like they didn't have they didn't have the experience to play well enough, so they you know, they just watch somebody else so they can get better in their mind. Same for me now. Now I'm just watching people eat food because I don't eat it. So
You're just living through them. Yeah.
That's like we watch every Sunday. Beard Meets Food. You ever watch it on YouTube?
Yep.
So
yeah, it's our weekly tradition.
Yeah.
And I don't want to eat half of that or ever eat any kind of amount like that. So yeah, I like watching him. He's amazing at it.
Well, there's another. What's the other dude that's he's from England or something? He goes around his food challenges everywhere. Have you seen that guy?
That is Beard Meets Food.
Beer. Oh, beer. I thought you said beer. I'm like, oh yeah. No, yeah. I love him. I watch him too.
Yeah.
But I don't see it. The guy must weigh $120. How he?
Yeah. So he does fasting. Like he'll fast for a couple days after, and then only eat like salads and juice.
Mm-hmm.
And he works out like regularly, so he stays in shape. Yeah. But no, yeah, he will fast like for days after if he needs to. Yeah.
And I love he always gets dessert. It's like, bro,
always.
You say, oh, and then you get dessert.
I know.
Oh.
People look at him like he's crazy.
Yeah. Well, he is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's blown up. Like when I first started watching him a few years ago, actually I started watching when we started Battle Bunnies. And he wasn't like, his videos weren't what they are now. Like, you know what I mean? Like I've watched him like blow up. Now he gets like millions of views in like 5 minutes. That's pretty
good. This goes to show you where I'm at. I don't even know what his name is. You guys mentioned him and I watch him every day and I don't know what the heck. That's just fan, right? It's like, you got to show me some action before I start paying attention.
His real name is actually Adam.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I watch a lot of his videos too, but every Sunday a new one comes out. So usually while we're having dinner around that time, like whenever we go sit to eat, have dinner, that's what we throw on to watch for dinner.
That's cool.
It's, you know, we're eating what we're supposed to be eating, and so we get to live vicariously through him what he's actually eating.
I feel you there. But I will say we did pretty good on our trip, my wife and I, but her statement is, I don't eat swimmers. She's like, I won't eat anything that goes in the water, that swims in the water, that I can't do. Yeah. And so she's all, I will try, because we're going to Maine. I will try
lobster. Yeah.
Come to find out, unless the person in Maine was lying to us, Maine produces like 80% of the lobster that's eaten in the world anyway. So it's pretty much you're eating Maine lobster no matter where you're eating it.
Right.
So learned that fact. But we got a lobster roll. Let's see, we were in a town that was just south of Portland, Maine. Crazy. I didn't realize, like in Maine, in all those ocean areas, like they shut down. The guy, we were talking to one guy, he says, yeah, October 1, this place is gone. It's empty. You won't find anybody on the streets. All the stores are closed. And that's what we experienced. Yeah. We were in the middle of October, and you could see storefronts. You could see stuff in them.
Yeah.
There ain't nobody coming in to run them for another 4 or 5 months. And that just, California, we're not used to seeing that kind of stuff. And so it just little things like that really tripped me up. But she did take a bite of the lobster roll. If she wouldn't kill me, I would share a picture of it, but she would kill me. So I'm not going to do it. So just imagine what it looks like. And she did make the effort, but has no interest of trying it again. So we did accomplish that. So that was one of our missions.
So
I'm the same way.
I grew up eating seafood. My papa had a boat, so we would go catch our own flounders in North Florida.
Nice.
So we'd do our own flounder, and I ate a lot of crab. I loved it as a kid. And then when I got a little older, we would do a lot of crawfish boils in Alabama, and so I would eat crawfish. And then, like, I don't know, I hit like teenage years, and I couldn't stand the smell of it or the thought of it, and I never ate it again.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I ever tried lobster. I'm sure it's like
texture, it's all the same.
Yeah, I mean,
it's all the same.
It's probably similar to crab, I would think. But
yeah, that's what I would say. But texture very different, but flavor.
Because crab was the most meaty of like all the seafoods, you know. Yeah. And if it's cooked right, like even crawfish, like now the thought of it disgusts, you know, like the life out of me. But at the time, it was like, this is good. If it's cooked right. Mm-hmm.
I still can't eat it like they eat in the South, though. I can't suck all the, you know.
I never did. And like my whole family, they're all about it. I can't. Yeah. Can't do it. Yeah, that's a little too far for me. That's where all the flavor is.
Yeah, sure.
I know. I'm good. That's not going near my mouth. Thank you.
Wait, where did we just dig those out of? Middle of settled water, and who knows
what I mean. Like now, the thought of eating one, knowing like what they eat and all that. No, I'm good.
Well, there's some truth to you are what you eat, I think.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen the lobster on YouTube? His name was Leon. He actually passed away, but the guy got another one. But the guy saved him from a grocery store and started a YouTube channel. You ever seen any of those videos?
Oh, pretty good.
It's so awesome. I stumbled upon it one night, and the guy that did this, he's amazing. Like his videos are so good. He talks to them. He goes into like everything. And you just, at the end of the episode, you're in love with that lobster. Like you just love him and you're so happy for him and everything. Yeah. So cool. He lived for years. Like the guy, he took good care of him. Yeah. And he lived for a long, long, long time. And like when he died, it was so sad, but now he's got another one. He went and rescued another one.
You're just talking about fish and seafood and all of that stuff. So let's go back to the fair real quick. So the Aussies were all there, and they wanted to play. You know, where you throw the ping pong balls in the goldfish bowls. So you know they wanted to play, and they play. And we're like, well, you can't take goldfish back to Australia, but they won a couple goldfish, and they got a little tank for it. And then, well, what are you gonna do with it? So Cryptomus is like, well, I'll take care of them for you. So they went back with Cryptomus. You know, as these little, he drove them back up to Kentucky, all nice and safe. He got them there.
Yeah, I gave him a cardboard box. We stuffed him in there with some clothes and stuff.
Cool. And so this little 2 goldfish from the fair, and then he went.
One had like a wonky eye.
And then he says, oh, you know what? He went to the fish store to get him a proper food, but then he came back with like a 20-something gallon tank. And he's like, you know, and he bought all this stuff. And then he went back, and then there was a deal. So he couldn't pass up the deal.
Half off, big old tank.
Big old tank. It's like a 50-something gallon tank. But not only that, there was other fish that he couldn't pass up because, you know, the goldfish need friends. So then he went and got the goldfish and friends. So now they got friends, but then I think he went and got more. Now he's got a whole.
Oh, yeah.
But this all started with 2 little goldfish
in bags.
It's funny how it escalates. We did the same thing. We went to some little pop-up fair that showed up, you know, overnight when the kids were young, and they threw the ping pongs, and they were happy to give those goldfish away. And you can't leave them in that little bowl or that little whatever it is. And so you go to the store. Both kids got a fish tank, and then that goldfish that you think is only gonna be that big gets this big, and you're like, oh my gosh, what did we get? Because it's a carp. I don't think they're even goldfish. So it's like, you know, so we've experienced that. The difference is fish tanks. So I have saltwater tanks. So I've always done fish tanks. And so I'm all right with it, and we were comfortable with it. But yeah, it gets to the point where like, you guys, you have to change the water. You got to feed the fish. And they were just like, no, it's cool. You know, they named them, and they look at us and smile. So they're all right. No, it doesn't anyway. So yeah, that was a lesson for them on taking care of animals. So, but I absolutely understand how it works.
Yeah, and it just became Cryptomus' new like passion. Just, he inherited 2 goldfish, and now they're his,
It's nice.
Yeah,
it's better him than me.
Yeah.
I'm not doing all that for them goldfish.
Well, the funny thing is, you could leave them in a cup of water and they'll live for 10 years. As long as you feed them.
Well, we've had a bad experience with fish, and which is why we have honey.
Yeah, we don't do fish.
So
don't do fish.
If you get
I had gotten pissed off fish before years ago because we lived in a condo.
I'm not good with plants or fish.
But she could have a fish.
If it's fluffy, I'm good. I'm great. Best mom ever.
Take the fluff away, and not so much.
See, I'm supposed to be part of a fluffle. See, the fish you gotta understand, and then AJ's got the reptiles and the farm man. Like he's good with everything, so he can handle that part. And Cryptimus apparently knows a lot about fish.
Well, and Clopping too. You've had saltwater for years.
Clopping's good with the saltwater.
Oh yeah. Now I've done. Gosh, I probably my first house as soon as I got it back in '99. I had a saltwater tank, so I've had them, and I've had it ever since. So
that's awesome.
It's up and down. I mean, because it's not much more work than a freshwater tank, but it is work. And so every now and then you get lazy, and so everything's fine. I don't get so lazy that anything dies, but the tank just in disarray. So you kind of have to. And saltwater is probably worse than freshwater in that when you make changes, they have to be subtle changes, and you have to kind of watch them, play them through. So you make a parameter change, and then you give it a month just to make sure that you're not getting too carried away. And so it's a lot of work. But I'll tell you I have blues and purples and golds and that you can't find in freshwater. So it's so mesmerizing. I can just sit at the tank and stare at it for hours, and critters come out of everywhere. When you have your tank long enough, you start to realize all the stuff that was living in the rocks when you put it in.
Right. Yeah.
Starts to get bigger, and you're like, "Whoa, where did that come from?" And
that's cool.
I love watching fish, though. I love staring at fish tanks. It really is mesmerizing.
We can watch them on YouTube all day, baby.
That's it.
Actually, to kind of respect where you guys come from in animals, and is fish are like, to a certain extent, like dogs. Once you get to know them and they get to know you, they react. Like they won't. If I go to the fish tank right now, they'll all come out and stare at me at the glass. But anybody else walks by, you won't find a single fish. They'll be hiding because they know where the food comes from. So they're not going to do math for you.
Yeah, but Papa's out there.
they know. They kind of know. They start to get familiar with people, and even my family. They'll come out and kind of look. But when I'm up there,
that's what I'm saying. You got to see this guy Leon with this lobster, man.
Yeah.
They got a relationship going on. It's so cool.
No, I'll look him up. I think
he just got an octopus too, actually.
Ooh, really they're a lot of work.
Yeah.
But they're supposedly got a lot of personality too.
Oh, they're so cool and smart. And they do the camouflage and stuff.
I had a client once, remember McBain, and he had an octopus, and he said the octopus kept going out of one tank, sneaking out. He couldn't figure out why his fish were disappearing. And it would make its way and climb into the other tank and eat the fish.
Yep.
And then go back home.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they're really smart.
Wild, man. But,
so I think I found the LED lights I need now to illuminate one of my projects that you were kind enough to share with me. So I won't give too much away, but there was a few things you let me take home from your collection. And there's one of them I'm really focused on right now. And so I've been doing some research to try to figure out LEDs that will work to illuminate in the fashion that I need them to. And so step one's done. I still have like 42 steps to go, but I have been making slow progress on it. So I hope to within the next.
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, I'm excited. I really am. And I'll have some prototypes because that's the thing. The easy part is putting the glass together and then lighting it to see if it gives me what I want. And then once I detail that and get that figured out, then there's going to be some time developing the other parts of it. Let's call it the surrounding area of my project.
I'm going to have to put it up on the screen now for the audience. They can see what you're talking about, what you got from Frankie. You're here.
You certainly can share that, but I want to keep the rest of it secret because
of course.
I hope it's as cool as my mind thinks it's going to be. It may not be, but I'm
It's going to be epic.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how it displays, and so we'll see how that plays out.
Be cool.
And you did get those from me in person, because that really leads us to, like, it's been a while since we've done our Fluffle Mutter, but and we've done many Fluffle meetups. Well, not many, but we've done 3 full Fluffle meetups, I believe, right? But for me, this one I think was the best experience overall. And it's just, it's I don't know, but we can talk about it and all of that. But the time we spent it, because I mean, we hung out last year at Richmond, right? We did the Fluffle meetup there and we had a little time together, but it was still crazy. It wasn't, but and the first time we met you too, that was the first time we met in person, was the first meetup, and we still got a little, but this last time, there was just something magical about the bonds that we all really did get an opportunity to build, those late night backyard chats, and the driving around together, and just experience everything outside of the convention was just so different than our past experiences together, even though they were always all great. But this one was...
I agree. And you guys completely challenged my sleep patterns, and I was not disappointed. I think that whole trip, and of course we're talking about playthrough and the meetup that we had. And I was out there for 4 days, and I think I may have got an equivalent of 1 day worth of sleep that I'd have at home. But that was so that I could trade it for quality.
You want to talk about sleep, Coffee?
With all my friends. Well, and I think it went around, right? I wasn't the only one that experienced it. So
well, we did, you did 4 days, we did 16. Plus the week before, like prepping and everything.
So you with passion
schedules. What?
Yeah, I say with passion, you know where I'm coming from.
Yeah, because all of us, like, Jack doesn't sleep much, but I would say he was the first one outside our backyard door, 6 o'clock in the morning. Like, I would wake up, I'd text him and be like, "All right, I'm up, Jack," and he was just right down the road. And then
he's already.
That more first thing in the morning. I think we had like 50, 55 degree weather. It was beautiful out, and Kryptomus was on the couch. So as soon as I was up, Kryptomus was up, ready to go, and there was Jack in the morning, ready to go, and we'd just hang out on the patios, and then everybody would slowly start to trickle in. But
I think Jack's my new rather. Just like that boy just keeps going. He doesn't slow down, and I'm like, man, you got some. Wish I
Jack Rabbit Nix. The name is so perfect for him.
100%. And what I just a reminder. I mean, as you get to know people and you spend more and more time with them, you really get to know them, right? I mean, you start to learn their quirks and who they are, and it's just like what a great group, just a fun group. As our relationships develop deeper, it's just like, yeah, these are exactly the people they were the day I met them. It's like there's no, I don't know. I just think it's so cool, and I think you guys are closer to some people, so you get maybe a little bit more exposure. But coming from the West Coast all the way over there, it's like every time I come now, it's just there's no uneasiness. It's just family, right? I mean, we just pop in and like, hey, there they are. There's my bros.
Yeah.
It's like everyone's there, and we don't miss skip a beat. It's just like you're jumping in and getting going, whether it's setting up for the show or breaking down for the show or just hanging out and having a good time. It's like, it's being a tiny bit on the older side when it comes to technology and internet stuff like that. I guess there was always this thing. I never thought that making that connection over a wire, you could form that kind of relationship in that family. And wow, it certainly has proven me wrong and changed the way I see things and kind of how relationships develop, and how just because you're hanging out and chatting on the other side of the world, when you come together, you find that commonality and just have a great time. And gosh, man, from just hanging out, I mean, Lord was still kind of hard to find at times, and so he hasn't lost his personality. I appreciate that, but at the same time, racing that little turkey in carts and
on the go-karts.
What the hell? He's from Australia. He goes backwards. He still can beat me. It's like
he crushed everybody. He beat everybody. And then Glock on the last race actually beat him finally. It took him, but then we went back because they wanted to go back go-karting again.
Oh,
and
cool.
So he was able to, so we went back, did a couple races, and he was actually able to beat Glock's time on that when we went back.
Oh man, I was thinking Glock, damn young kids, man, they figure it out and then they just smoke you. But that's fun. Lord,
it was like 1/10 of a second. It was like 1/10 of a second he beat Glock by, but he did it.
That's cool. That was a lot of fun. Those were really fun.
Yeah.
That was a fun day. It was a nice way to leave. You know, it was just like we wrapped up and had fun with everyone, and then we ended up shooting to the airport from there. But couldn't have asked for it to go better, like as we left. So that was a lot of fun.
And this was also the first time, like this was like we talk all the time. We do Fluffle Mutter together. We've had hours and hours of conversation and voice chat and stuff. But I think this also for me, like with you, this was the first time that we really got to spend the most time together talking, and I truly appreciate it.
Yeah, I've been wanting to ask what happened on the patio, because when I went to tell you, remember when I went to tell you something, you guys were in like deep conversation, and then
we were in a zone, man. We were bonding. We were like deep down our own rabbit hole.
Yep.
And
solving
just like
problems, or maybe our own, or just going down, certainly down the rabbit hole. A lot of just I think just deep, good conversation, to the point of where, like, as I reflected on it, I'm like, I don't know exactly what we said half the time, but emotionally, I came out of that deeply connected. And so, talk about a weird experience. It's just like I feel you totally, Frank. It was just like there was nothing going on around me that would have distracted me from the conversation we were having. And that's
talking about being in the moment. That was one of the things, being in the moment. And we talked about how like we both like struggle with that, or work on like really appreciating moments instead of thinking about them. And in that moment, we were actually both in the moment, like this is what it feels like. And it was just an amazing connection, and talking about, all of that manifestation. Like
that was when I interrupted, because when I interrupted you, because you both were like, this is what we're talking about. And I was like, what are you talking about?
And you said something like about being present in the moment. Like, we were having a moment.
Yeah, it was cool.
I think a lot of that, right? I mean, I really felt
there
like
was so many little moments like that over the weekend. It was so magical, man.
It was. I don't,
the winning of the Cider Cup. Like to that point, and then after, like that was serendipitous.
That was its own moment too. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of
that. What it was.
Moments.
What a neat way to show kind of how the family works, right? And it's like, I don't know. I just that whole experience was super cool. I mean, just being able, as we change directions in the conversation here, being part of that for the third year, and then just seeing, those that participated putting their blood, sweat, and tears into it, and emotions, and it was, and then having it happen in an environment where you just see these games everywhere, and you see TCGs, floating around, and even people playing at other tables. It was just neat. It was neat for it to go down that way and happen like that. So. And then to have somebody that came in that was truly hadn't seen the game before, and then pick it up so quickly and just dominate. It was wild.
Yeah.
It blew my mind. But it also was, in my mind, a testament to all the effort that's been put into it, where somebody can come in and pick it up, and in a day, you're playing guys that have been playing this game since its inception. Yep, and being able, again, and let's not pretend like luck doesn't happen sometimes, but it's what you do with your luck that determines your fate, right? So it's like just to see that quality of play was so cool, right? And
you did it with a deck that nobody suspected to win, right?
Yeah.
Most of the people
that
they were going to win with the Valkyries or the Shamans or something, like for the Vikings to finally take that trophy and to take top, that was a big moment on top. And it was special too, because I believe, well, his name is Liam, right? He's our 3rd annual Scyther champ. And he's Berto in the Discord now. But I remember his father talking about, hey, he was telling the mom, hey, he's going to play in a tournament. We should be about an hour or so, not thinking anything of it. And
not 8 hours.
Yeah. Hours later, he just made it round to make it to the semifinal, to the final 2, and then just to take it home.
Yeah.
I think it reminded me of you and Tony clapping the first year. It was like that proud dad moment.
It really did. Yeah.
On your face, those photos.
I thought the same thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was that will always stand out. To the day I die, just having that experience, seeing my boy put in the effort that he put in, and then coming out on his own dime to play. And then I certainly didn't know how to read him. I thought for sure he was done early on, and just watching him continue to play. Now, granted, there will always be said there was some, well, I don't know, how is it put, shady play or whatever it may be. And certainly there's, maybe there were some things that were done that were overlooked or whatever, but they were overlooked. And so at the end of the day, they played their best, everyone that played, and I don't think anybody was out there to cheat to win. I think it was just we were learning the game and learning how to play the game. And so, but still, that first year, that was just like, for me was, gosh, I would have spent everything I spent 10 times over to come out and have that experience again. And so, to your point, I have to believe that there was at least a little bit of that energy between Liam and his dad when that happened. And so, but it's what it's all about. I mean, it's like, sports or games or whatever. It comes down to the final, and sometimes it comes down to what you get in your hand and how you play it. So, and then watching, and then of course the Fluffle family, right? That's been around since nearly day one, watching Glock play it out, and you always want to root for who but how gracious he was in the game and just how things went. I appreciate him as well. I think, but again, yet another testament, or what we always say, your energy. Let's see, what attracts your vibe attracts your vibe attracts your tribe.
You messing with us?
Criminy.
He's tired. He's had a long day.
Yeah, but that I will give that. It's funny because like with Glock, I've played Call of Duty with him. Like, he's a gamer at heart, and he's incredible at video games. He's incredible at Call of Duty too. And it's funny because I play, and I'm all right. I'm decent. Like, I can, but I'm not good at it or great at it, but I do all right. But you play with him and he's kicking ass, he's doing all this stuff, and he said, he's always like, "Good job, no, you did great."
Yeah,
and
it's he's amazing.
Very encouraging. He's he's always about lifting people up and positive reinforcement and stuff like that. He just brings that to the table. Like, we've gotten to spend a lot of time with him. Yeah. And he stayed with us a couple times for quite a bit of time. Like, we've gotten to bond too. And I've gotten to know him. And for, such a young kid, he's so ahead of his time, just in so many ways. And so, seeing him be one of the last two in that, and I know how much he wanted it and worked for it and how things went down last year, but he's, like you were saying, he's just always gracious about things and always supportive to see other people win or do well, even if it's not him.
Yep.
Well, I would say like 30 minutes. Oh, sorry, Cliff.
No, go ahead, Kristen.
I was just going to say about 30 minutes in, or maybe after the first round of play, Melly and I were talking, and he was like, I think Glock's got it. He's like, Glock's a sleeper. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, because he was taking him down. Yep. So then, like, when we got to the finals, I was like, oh, maybe today's Glock's day. Like, it's going to be Glock today. Just because, Liam just saw this game. Like, I did not see that coming. No, I don't think anybody did. But it was cool. Like the sleeper got slept on, I guess, because there's a real sleeper in there nobody knew about.
But again, I think it's a bit of a testament to how the game was created and developed and built. Because when you can have somebody come in, they
get it.
It was beautiful because he looked at everything, I think, a little differently than all of us that have been playing it looked at it. And just goes to show you there's still so much room in the strategy and how it all plays out. And so again, I think it's just a testament to what you guys are building, what Melly's,
building.
It's
a we thing, buddy.
No, I agree. But I think it is worth giving credit where credit's due, because you guys have the choice to make it a we, and you choose to, and that's what makes it special. Because it's
trust me, we're always like, no, it's all Melly. This is Melly. This whole thing.
Everything as a whole too, right? Just like the Battle Bunnies as a whole.
But I think that's the important piece, right? It's a collective. It's like, you're right. It's Melly and developing the game and putting things together, but it's the art too. I mean, I really think the art, at all the TCG that I look at, the art stands out.
Yeah.
And so, again, I'm biased, but I do think that is attractive, right? When you see quality art, it's like, hell, I'll just buy the cards because of the art. And then you realize, hey, there's a game behind this. And so it's this neat melding. And then you put this group of people that are supporting it behind it, and just like how cool it becomes its own. It's an organism, right? And it's just like kind of growing together. And I just think that's cool. That's kind of unique. We what was it? Talked to the guy from Totem and kind of played around his community a little bit, and I feel like there's a little bit of that there as well. And so it's like, I just think that's cool, because I think most people are jumping into it to throw some stuff out there, throw an idea out there, see if it sticks, see if it makes money, and then they walk away and try something else. And that's not where I feel like you guys are at. It's not where I feel like the Fluffle is at. That's not where I feel like we always talked about this long-term. This is a long-term investment. And I'll always say everything that I put into this monetarily is really a moot point as compared to what I've got out of it as a person, right? Just developing relationships and having experiences and stuff like that. So I always go back to that. I can't help it, because it's always, I'm this analytical person that thinks about everything I do. And this is the one thing that I do, that when I do all that processing, everything else seems to shut off, and I still go back to the friendships and the relationships I developed in it. And so,
same for us.
Yeah, but that's unusual for me and unique, because that's typically I'm looking at everything else, and that's just kind of that stuff's all put aside now, and it's just continuing to participate with everything, because it's just it's my family, and so it's like I can't, this is.
We're involved in each other's lives now. It's right. It's not a project. It's not a bit. It's like, yes, okay, it's a project. It's a business. It's all those things. But to us, it's not that anymore. We're actually.
I don't like the term project though. It's so much more.
Project's
like what you got going on in the garage,
But what I'm saying is, I can say it's not a business, even though it is a business. But for a lot of us, it's not. What it is that we are involved in each other's lives in such a deeper way right now, right? So it's like it's gone beyond all of that. So I don't think any of us see, like, yes, there's the value in the business and like all of that other stuff, but for us, value truly has become in the friendships we built, the family we've built, in us being together with each other all the time on the times that we get to do that.
Yeah.
Well, oh, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I more deeply respect kind of your guys' vision, and like, the card game's going to come out at some point. We're going to start developing that and picking it up, but never losing that essence of kind of where it all came from. And early on, I was always like, hey, you got a business to run. Let's run the business, and then that other stuff will happen naturally. And I will say, being part of it now and watching it grow, there's a lot of value in that focus that you've had on people. And I think that's going to go a long way and end up being a very big investment in whatever happens with it all. So, and if nothing else, there's a bunch of us that are going to get together every year and have a great time. So, but I do think it's going to be bigger than that, because how can it not? I mean, you feel welcome into a group, no matter where you come from or what you do. Man, that's harder and harder to find these days, it seems. So anyway, I'll get off my pedestal.
No, I love it. I was gonna say, so this actually ties it all together, I think, because it's a very Fluffle Muttery topic. But you mentioned how the Battle Bunnies is an organism. Have you ever heard of the term? I think it's egregore. Egregore. I think it's with an E. So what it is like something that is not tangible, but yet everybody in the collective consciousness knows about it and feels a certain way about it. So it creates it. So like love. Love is an egregore because you can't see it, but everybody has its own thing. So it does exist somewhere, right? And so like Santa Claus is an egregore, you know, and so it's like the Battle Bunnies is that. Like I always think of that, that it's this thing that's just building and like lightning, you know, and Scyther and like all this stuff is happening. So that's cool.
I like that analogy. That's using that analogy of Santa Claus really defines it for me. That I get. Right? There's this energy, and I don't even care.
Well, like it exists because like there's a whole thing on egregores, but it's like it exists because we know it exists, you know, and like all the energy that we put toward it all the time. Like think about every year at Christmas, like everybody's talking about Santa Claus and putting them everywhere and all this stuff. And so it does exist. And like they talk about in like other dimensions as well, like there's more to it, I guess, you know what I mean? Under the surface or whatever. So
for us, it's like what every day, every night, everybody who's part of the community comes home or in the mornings, first thing they do is let me check in, let me say good morning to my friends, let me say good morning, right? It's all of us constantly. It's always in our thoughts. It's always thinking about what's coming, what's the future, how like us connecting with it. I want to know what happened with everybody's day today. They want to know what happened in my day today. Does anybody need anything today? Like all of that. It's like we're always in each other's thoughts and hearts, you know, and so that energy is what really I think is forming this overall. So yeah, the importance was on building the friendships and the family and all of that, because you're right, everything else will come, the business will come, you know, like all of that stuff, but the ideas came from those connections with people. The rabbit hole came from Glock, right? The TCG came from Melly, right? Like these things came from us coming together, spending time together, our thoughts, sharing like our excitement, our visions for the future. The books, right? That was a way of like John's idea to like, look, we can't do animations now, but let's get a story based on the world you created, right? Let's get and the stories you have and all of that stuff, the characters, put it together and get a story out there. And so we took all of that. He got Greg, right? And so then that came from another. It's like everybody's like feelings and thoughts into it, and what we can do to grow it is what has grown all of this. Speaking of which, I got book 2.
I was just about to say
What?
Alpha. It's not
Oh.
Alpha. That's all you get.
Yeah, we got sent the links to book 2.
Yeah, so we can read, and it's not what we read before, Clopping.
It's not. So it's not compared. It's not the same as the book club.
Nope.
No, it is. Yes and no, it's not. It's like the idea of the story, right? The story's the same. The story's the same, but the story is not the same anymore. Like how everything.
It's not told the same.
It's not told the same. It's not. Actually, okay. So book 2 is 4 parts. We did. I guess I've got kind of a. So it wound up being where we got to this point where we were like over 124,000 words. Now John's been MIA into this book. Like we've lost him.
I don't even know.
For months.
A year and a half. I don't know how long we are.
Yeah, I feel like I want to say like, did he shave? Did he not? Like, does he have like did he come out of this cave? Right, and it's like these little things that he just let us know he was alive, so we knew he was alive working on this. But I know this was the hardest thing he ever did, right? But he took it and ran with it, and it wound up becoming so big that we were like, okay, his idea was like, let's break it down into, instead of doing a 3-book series with book 2 being this monstrosity of 150,000 words, let's turn it into a 6-book series. Take book 2, which can become 3 of its own books on its own, right? Book 2 could be 2, 3, and 4 on its own. Let's break it up and tell those stories from the different characters' points of views, but it's all happening at the same time. So he sent me book 2. Book 2 is actually broken into 4 parts, which is wild. Part 3, I got up to, I finished part 1 and 2. I'm getting the rest of part 3 this week before I fly to Texas, so that way I could go over all of it, and then he'll send me part 4. What?
Some help reading it. I mean, I'm happy to read it too.
I think John's gonna. I think he's going to throw some of that out, and I know you'll be at the top.
Yeah, maybe slide into John's DMs, Clopping, and be like, "Hey, man."
Pinging him right now.
But the cool part is book 2. He was saying alone now, which book we always talking book 2, but book 2 as a whole is now becoming book 2, 3, and 4. So now,
and now we're talking titles, title changes. We're looking at covers like crazy.
Okay.
So 2 is 55,000 words, which is over twice the size of book 1. But but still, book 3 and 4 was still originally part of book 2. So meaning like it's just growing and growing, and then it'll be 6 books.
Could we assume that maybe the first, for those of us that were in book club and got to actually have access to most of it, or at least what were the original version of book 2?
Yeah.
Could we assume that maybe parts of that are taken and put into book 3 or and 4?
Yes.
Yeah, because because now it's the books are told from basically showing you like one group at a time. So like book 2 is me, Narf, and Sizemore.
Got it.
So book 2 is our story, like our view of everything and how.
But at the same time, the other characters are there, but because it all starts where book 1 ends. If you remember book club, you've read all that stuff you read. There is like it was bouncing between 3 different things, right? You had King Harold, you had the medieval mice, you had they got divided, right? That battle, and you had Narf, Queen Christican, Sizemore, that thing. Then you had Hoplite with King Harold and all of that, right? And so it was like one massive book where every couple chapters, it was like, okay, what's going on here with these?
You're like,
what's going on here with these? So now each one of those became their own standalone story, meaning it's like, okay, we're going to follow them while this is happening. So if you took some of those chapters, took them, and like instead of bouncing around, you condensed that story, condensed all the chapters for the medieval mice for that story, condensed all the ones for the samurai squirrel into that, and those became their own books. And he did such a great job with this as so that each story is so strong to stand on its own, meaning like you didn't need to rely on all of like bouncing from chapters, that they all stood on their own, but they still all happen at the same exact time.
Okay.
And
I was fortunate as he was working on some of the characters for us. I was fortunate to be able to spend some time with him a few times, but I talked to him for a bit when he was, I don't know, I guess I would call it about a third of the way through with the last iteration that I saw, and to hear what it was in his mind and where I'm like, bro, I mean, I'm thinking to myself, bro, where you gonna put all this shit? I mean, holy mackerel! I mean, you're already in this book. It's almost the size of the first one, and you haven't even put anything that we're talking about in it yet. So it's cool to hear, because it's like that's where my brain was going. Man, he's going to leave so much out of this, and where he's going with it, and the research he's doing, and the effort he's putting into it. It's like, this would suck to get lost. And so, how exciting!
Yeah, it's going to be cool. And then the last 2 will be the like books 5 and 6. That'll be like the third book, like the like the ends of the
it'll be broken in 2 in the conclusion to everything.
Sure.
But it's just so and like so 2, 3, and 4 now will be like the storylines we remember, right? There's the King Harold, the medieval mice storyline, Hoplite, like that, and then there's that samurai squirrel storyline, what's happening in Keningard, all of that stuff, and they all and they meant like this. It's tied in. It's all tied in, but it's following those. So you're seeing everything from those characters' points of view, as opposed to like looking at it as overall, like you really get deeper into the characters, because now you're going to read those books and really genuinely get to know those characters instead of just them all being mixed together. He like dedicated that time to truly develop that, and it made so much more sense. And we also realized that he realized, but then we were looking into it and understanding that for kids, if we want to stay with the Harry Potter age and like keep continuity and keep those kids. It's easier to follow along that way than throw them all over.
I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be easier for me. Because like with the jumping around, like I forget, I'm like, where are we at over here? Like I forgot what happened over there already because now I'm in this world,
Yeah.
So I like that.
No, that's cool. So I'm gonna ask it because I'm sure people that are gonna watch this at some point are thinking it. Any ideas of when?
2026. All I could think of.
Yeah, well, at the end of the year, right?
It's in editing.
Yeah.
Okay.
The hard part of editing is over, so now it's just I think like grammar and stuff editing now because like the bulky editing is done, like moving stuff around, all that.
We finally got it now to see like truly what it's become.
We literally just got it today.
Yesterday, because I read 10 chapters already yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And not fair.
Don't know timeline, but sorry.
No, I was gonna say now I go back with my notes, right? I'll go read it over a couple times. I'll read through. I'll put my notes and suggestions, thoughts, ideas, and then go back to John's. But overall,
so far, Frank's the one holding it up.
Oh, okay.
Just got it. I read like part 1 and 2. I didn't get all 3 yet. And it was funny. I told John, I said I'll read it on the plane because I got so much going on the next few days because I'm leaving and all of that stuff. But then I was there. I was getting ready to go to the gym. I said, but I gotta wait for honey to eat. Let me just read the prologue, the first chapter. Then I'm 3 chapters in, and then I hit up John. I said, okay, look, man, I did it. I read 3 chapters. I'll get to the rest of it on the plane, do all of that stuff. Then I'm on the treadmill and I read like chapter 4 and 5 while I'm at the gym. I'm like, I gotta stop doing this. I gotta get to my workout because then I realized 20 something minutes has gone by. I'm still on the treadmill warming up, but I didn't get to my work. So then that night I told John, look, I'm done. I've got this much. I'll read. And then that night I was just like, nope. I need to know what's going on, what's happening. So I got through parts 1 and 2, and then I realized part 3 is missing the rest, which he said, he texted me, he says that you'll have it before you get on the plane, so you could read all 3 parts, and then the 4th part he's almost finished up with.
Cool.
With editing. Man. So
yeah, I gotta make a Discord call after this.
Sure, you're going to get it soon because we did talk about it because I think people like you and Rather's always been an integral part of reading and giving feedback and catching little things or errors or so like we want to get it to you guys too to read for sure in the book club because then we're going to want feedback and but this time yeah. Go ahead.
The only other thing we can say about the timeline is that next year we're going to be jumping into Kickstarter, but maybe not Kickstarter. What's it called?
Backer Kit.
Mm-hmm. So I think that's how the book's going to be released.
Cool.
We'll do it that way. Yeah. I even got sneak peeks of the cover of what John had in mind for the cover of the book, which of course I would have to draw, but he used AI to just throw his in ideas. So I was like, okay, cool. All right, we could get behind that.
I like the title.
The title of the book, which I won't give away yet.
That was cool. It was kind of in my screenshot when I showed my phone earlier. If you pause and I know it was blurry, but you might be able to.
Oh, okay.
Know what it said.
I just might try to pull I don't know if I call it a friend favor, but a colleague favor anyway. See if you can give me a sneak peek, but we'll see. At the same time, part of me is like, I love being surprised. So
I think you just text John and tell him you heard. I think he'll,
Yes.
All right, we got 6 minutes left.
6 minutes.
Man. Get it to an hour.
So, I mean, look, we went.
Do we want to talk about TCGs?
What part of TCGs?
Well, I heard some rumors when we were at Playthrough that there was some development being done, and we were getting close to having. I don't know if we call it iteration or the next flavor.
Oh, the final version.
Final version of the game.
Final version, yeah. I think if we're going.
But I don't want you to spill anything you're not supposed to spill. But I'll take it.
Well, we've been letting Melly run with this. I've kind of been hands off.
So he's still working on the Spartans and the Sorcerers.
Mm-hmm.
They're playtesting the Spartans, and I'm staying out of it until I'm asked to come. So like Melly knows that like leave Krista till they're ready for me to come in and then do the final like run through. But should be done with that by the end of the year, I would think.
Okay. What with the Spartan deck?
I don't spend a lot of time on the computer, but in the evening when I get home, I'll jump in and just do a few things. And I'm almost every night I see Creature popping in on tabletop, so I'm sure he's the team.
Oh, he's working on. Well, they're in there right now play testing. It's
they're in there right now, and then we're starting League again in January, and then that game will also be released through Backer Kit, so we will have more time to, if we end up needing more time for art.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to point toward it. There it is.
There it is.
For art, well, look, the whole thing is we've always I'm gonna put it this way. I think this is the best thing. We've always rushed, but not rushed. Look, we always put out quality. That was always one of the best things. But
I was about to say, what have we rushed?
No. But what I meant is we had set these deadlines that we were like, okay, so we're just going to put out what we have and right at this time to meet this deadline and do that. But it always left us with, oh man, we need to add this, or we should have done things that right. So this time around for this, like this is a big thing. We want to release the full game with booster
artwork
packs,
for every card.
Yeah. So at this point, it's just like we're just going to take our time to do it.
We're not that far off, really.
No.
Sure.
But it's the same thing with book 2, right? Book 2, we were hoping would come out a year and a half ago. But you know what? It would have never been the same. Even if we would have went with the first iterations, like none of that. It's just like, so if we're gonna do this, take whatever time we need and make sure that it's done. Like there's no. Going
honor the everything. Honor the people that are involved in it. Honor the concepts. Honor the story. I respect that. I think that's commendable, especially when it could be part of your life, right? I mean, part of doing a business and part of having a product is putting food on the table. So I think it's just another testament, right? The fact that you're willing to take the time that's needed to get it done with fidelity in high quality, I think there's a lot of value. I mean, to me, I really value that. So, because there's, again, it goes back to earlier, there's so many people slap stuff out there, see if it sticks. And again, one way to run a business. But I think when you love what you do and you love what you've built, honoring that means so much. So.
Well, and doing hand-drawn art, the kind that literally takes Frank's.
Yes!
Literally takes Frank like days to complete one card.
Yeah.
Doing that in a game where you have, 60 card decks and like all this stuff, like it's insane. So the amount of work that Frank has to do that's why I tease him about the art, because it's a lot. But that alone, like, I don't know, that just makes it so special to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost want Frank to have help in the future, but then I know
he will.
Because I can only imagine you do, but I mean, it's still, to me, it's like that's still like that's in my mind, it's always a Frank and Krista thing. And so, because I know Frank does a lot of the artwork, but you guys have a lot of conversation. You spend a lot of time together and what the stuff looks like and how it comes out. So truly are a team in the development of it. And I'll miss that. I know someday it's just going to get that big where you need help, but I
won't be doing the graphics anymore.
Right. But I always love that. I was part of being able to see that. And the other cool thing is you guys, you archive so much of that. So how cool we can go back and watch them. I just remember when we used to do drink and draws and when he was done, being able to see how that was all created. And I don't know. I think
that'll never stop. We'll never stop doing drink and draw.
Yeah. But I think that style of art is starting to lose trend because it does cost so much time. And so people are leaning on other methods to do it. And so I think it will always
it always goes back full circle. And I think people are eventually going to get sick of the AI and like, I just want real. I want to know somebody really drew this. Yep. Then that's going to be like the vintage, you know?
Yeah. Like the original, the genuine card, the first card, the hand-drawn cards, like all that.
Yeah, the fact that this is all original, like as an artist, like artists know what I'm saying when I say that. Like it's original. Like it literally, he sees it in his head and then he creates it. Like the guy you see behind Clopping right there. Like that's a skill that is just God-given, man. And that is not, you can't learn that. You can go to school all day for years and not be able to do that. It's insane. Special. And time is up.
Yeah. But it was a blessing having Danny back and Maddie with the cards. So we will have more incredibly talented artists joining us to do
I love
cards in the game and stuff. Because I love that too. It inspires me, you know.
Well, and you know, it really honors that family piece too, and being part of the Fluffle and being part of bigger things. So I don't want to take away from that, but I still love your artwork. So I can't help but to be a little a little jealous as others come in and try to help.
Well, there's always going to be plenty of originals for you, Clopping.
Oh yeah. I saw a lot of them. I want them all, but I need to share.
It's funny because Krista said, okay, the hour's up, right? We usually try to shut down at an hour and then, come back to you with more stuff to talk about. But I will say this because this is one I didn't get to say before, but the hardest part after the 2 weeks and after that weekend, which we had to do it twice, okay? We had to do it more than twice because everybody left at different times. But saying goodbye was the most difficult thing. I know there's a lot of emotions. Sometimes there was tears. Look, I'm sneezing because it was true. And so, like Chris is saying now, like we have to say goodbye, to you guys for now. But it's always the toughest thing to do.
I think, bless you. I think the fact that I was so exhausted, like mentally, my brain was just mush that I didn't get that emotional this year. I think I got more sad last year. Also, I was home, so it didn't feel like I was leaving anybody. It just felt like, oh, y'all will be back. Like, and then we had so long with Lord L and his family, and that was so awesome. So I didn't get so sad this time, but of course, like I wanted more time with everybody. You know, especially the people that came in like you for only a few days.
Yeah, and it's I think, don't get me wrong, I think talking to you now brings back a lot of those feelings, emotions. There is just truly something about being in the presence of somebody that energy doesn't go through the internet very well.
Right.
Now I can reflect on some of it and I can remember it's kind of like a placebo, if you will. Like I feel a little bit of it, but being there and being in your presence,
my God. And when we're all together, it's just crazy, man.
Yeah. Wow.
It's crazy. It's so good. It's like addictive.
Yeah.
The fact that this time we weren't at hotels, we were home, and it was like everybody was home together with us and we all came back to the house together, right? It was like that was the thing. Like we went out and did things as a family. We came back as it was like it wasn't like we were all on vacation or on a trip. I mean, everybody, was on a trip to come here, but the fact that at the end of the night when we were all back at the house together and there was that comfort of home with everyone there, I felt like it was just a closer bond to feel like we shared that with everyone. And then even with Lord L and his family, we went out and did family things together, like going to the fair, going to the farm and doing the corn maze together, going out to like dinners or
went to the museum and stuff.
To the museum together. It was just like we did family things together, right? It was a very different time than it was in the past, even though they were always amazing. For us, this one just, I think, brought us so much closer to everyone in that way.
I would agree. I mean, even not my house and away from home, but I'll second that. I really think whatever it was, if it was just the energy grew to that and matured to that point or whatever it was, there was something super special about it. Anytime we were all in the same place at the same time, it was like I really, like your blood relatives were like, it was a family reunion. It was wild. So
yeah, no, I was just beaming the whole time. Yeah. I didn't care that I wasn't sleeping. I was happy. Everybody was together.
What felt like home, right? All of us being together felt like home. And that's, I think, what it was. It was just like, I don't know. It was just amazing.
More these days. I think I grew up with that a little bit more than I experience it these days, and so it's kind of nice to see a little bit of it come back. And in that this community is making that happen. I think I'm very proud of that, to be part of it. So
for me, I have a big family. Always had a big family, right? My mom and my sister, they're always all about family and big gatherings. Mom always had anybody that could fit in the house would come over for dinner and do that kind of stuff. And so for us to like be able to do this, and I mean, we at one point I think we had close to 25 people in the house, you know, at the end of it, right? So it's just like to be able to do that, and that's like, so I guess for us it made it feel like we were having a big family gathering, and I think, you know, we hope that it made everybody feel the same way.
Well, I can speak for myself. It certainly did, and I think at one time there was 25 people on your patio, so we were
a little bitty patio.
But yeah, and
one day we're just gonna all fall through that floor, man.
Well, yeah, one day we're gonna have the Fluffle compound, much bigger house, much bigger area, plenty of place for people.
Oh yeah,
sleep.
we'll actually have guest houses and everything.
Have our own carnival food.
Exactly. But I just want people to come visit us more. Like Cryptimus, I know will be coming back soon, right? You know, like some people do just take the short trips out, but Clopping, you know, if there's any time you want to just come hang out for a little bit, get some time off.
Fly across the country.
Fly across the country, go do some go-karting, get some, have a nice dinner. We'll just do, you know, hang out on the patio and have moments, you know, just be in the moment.
Yep.
I want to interrupt you.
Oh,
all right.
Yeah, we need to get Jack back too.
We wrapping it?
Yeah, let's wrap it. It's 1:07, hour and 7. Less editing for you to have to do. What?
It's Frank's bedtime.
Well, last thing I'll say is we're giving away 3 ghost bunnies. So if you're seeing this before Halloween, you can go in Discord and try to win one. If it's after Halloween, congratulations to the winners.
The Shaman's Quest, so check it out.
Work your butts off.
All right, we'll be back and we'll see y'all soon.
Thanks, everybody.
See ya.
Bye, Fluffle.